And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gym of the Crypto, episode 1179. Today is Friday, December 29th, 2023, and I am King here to bridge the gap between community and crypto most days these days, Monday through Friday at 10ish. And today's top stories, we're going to be talking about the top 5 weirdest crypto stories of 2023, top 10 top 10 crypto tweets, top 10 most influential crypto tweets of 2023. I guess we're still calling them tweets until 2024 officially. And Marathon Digital becomes most traded stock of the day, $327 million in volume. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and quickly take a look at these prices. Oh, still some sideways moving for the most part. Bitcoin, you see, coming in at $42,907, up 0.58% on a 24-hour clock. Ethereum's at $2,368. Had a nice little pump these last few days, down 0.14%. Number 4, BNB, $316.55, down 3.64%. Solana, number 5, $108. I'm sure you all saw Solana these last 5 days going crazy, up 9.11%. Number 8, Cardano at 61 cents, up 0.18%. Avalanche is back in the mix at number 9, up at $40.81, up 1.75%. And Dogecoin at number 10 at 9 cents, up 1.04%. Fear and Greed Index is still at a 71. Trending tokens are Solana, Gorilla, and Bonk. Get that Bonk. Recently added have been Bork, AIT Protocol, and XPET Tech BPET, whatever that is. And Bitcoin dominance actually dropped a little bit, 49.9%, and Ethereum dominance at 16.9%. And of course, today is FBF. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that link in the chat really quick. This is the last show for the year. Doing a quick wrap up, going over a few stories we saw this year. And of course, wanted to thank all you amazing warriors for the continued support now going on. I don't even know. This is about to be going on 7 years now. So this year definitely was a little bit of a lag. Less shows. We were quiet. Zay has I think, terrible twos for the child. I'm running around in Hollywood, but I assure you, nothing shall change. We're going to come back next year stronger than ever. We're both still going to be streaming. So, yeah, I already told Zay I'm about to kidnap himself and make sure he's back on the show most of the time. So don't you worry. We're coming back next year strong. But, again, I want to thank you all the Warriors, for the continued support. This year has been some fun shows, some great rants, some great comments, and glad to see that you all are still in the crypto industry as well. Whether you're just a viewer, listener, or actual participant, trader, content creator, whatever. So feel free to call in if you want. You want to spill your 2023s, what your thoughts were about the crypto market, what you think is going to happen in 2024. Feel free to give a call in. Let me know and let everybody know your thoughts. And of course, I don't know. Let's have some fun with it. What is the price point going to be at next year for the high? The high next year, we're at 42, 43 now. We can go crazy, but that ETF could pull it back if the news is going to be sold and it's actual slow buildup. I will say again, Circle has already reached out to me talking about, hey, they said if you, I think it was a Circle, one of them Wall Street boys reached out. They was like, hey, we wanted you to know that your name was in a subpoena we had to give the IRS as far as people who have dealt with crypto over a certain number of these years of 2016 to 2020. Yes, they reached far back. It's cool. Like I said, I still have my FBI report from when I was actually hacked, and I received no help on that one. So that was a 30K loss. It's not even started talking about the losses I've taken on some of these scams. So whatever happens in the next year or two, we're going to figure it out. But I want to be protected if I'm paying taxes. I know that. Let's see. What else do we got going on? Yes, other than that, like I said, feel free to call in. I'm about to go over some few things in the news. I would say for the most part, this news cycle this year has been pretty slow and steady. Outside of ETF news, it's kind of been slow, even right now, which is why I kind of decided not to get on the last few days. But I think next year will be crazy. But again, my price prediction, 43,000 right now. Let's say we get some flares, we go crazy. I'm at best, unless we get something new. Unless we get a new ETF isn't new right now. I'm not saying ETF. It has to be new on the level of DeFi new. It has to be new on the level of what's the NFT new. It has to be NFT new. So unless we get something new next year, including the halving, I'm gonna say at most I think we only see 79 to 85 at most, 85,000 max for me. I'm going to 79,000. I'll say, hey, yeah, whatever. We're almost about to retest the all-time high is 69,000, but I think we're getting a little bit too excited. Yeah, this price point is built into the news. A, B, even if they allow the ETF, it's going to be they're going to nitpick on it. We already seen they're nitpicking it. So I think that nitpicking is going to slow down some of these companies from onboarding. And then how is the onboarding process even going to work? Especially the same year, the IRS and everybody else is going to be coming out saying, well, in 2016, you did this. Then we want to, I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot going on. We'll be lucky to see 79 to 85,000. Wouldn't surprise me if we did shoot up that high and came right back around to 30 to 50K and sat there for halfway to most of the year before a big event happened at the end of the year. So you heard it here first. I'm saying 79 to 85,000 next year. I'd rather be conservative at this point and hey, you're wrong, King. It was 150K. Well, I'd rather be conservative. I'm going to say 79 to 85,000. All right. Still good. Beats the all-time high. If we can maintain that, that's perfect going into 2025 where it gets more so parabolic. But the hypes it's happening too early. Some of this hype should have waited until the halving. And we could have started in March and started to build up for the next year and a half. You got to remember, retracement is going to come no matter what direction this thing goes. As far as going up, we're going to pull back at some point. So I'm thinking 79 to 85,000. You heard it here first. That's the prediction for next year. 85,000 on the high end. I'd rather be conservative. Yeah, I think 85 is easy. We'll see what happens. All right. All right, really quick comments, and we're going to get this show on the road. Again, feel free to call in already. I put that link in the chat. For whatever reason, not letting me link it to the top of the chat any longer like it used to. So not sure why it's doing that, but feel free. Let me see. I might be able to start. There we go. I pinned it. There we go. I think I pinned it on one of the chats. Feel free to call in. No, feel free to call in. All right. Really quick shout outs. What's going on? Just call me L, Sergeant Mac, Rashu, JB, Satoshi Slim, Bitcoin Madam, Blockchain Bully, Nerd Up, DM Car, DNO ID, STL Solo, Rashu, everybody in the house. What's going on? What up, though? Let's see. No bun on a paper plate hot dogs. How about, oh, you saw King on one of those, the government got a stimulus for you ads on this here very app. It's a pic of him at a barbecue with 2 naked hot dogs, no bun on the paper plate. Hilarious. I did do that. Shout out to the Affordable Care Act. That was me. I did like 2 or 3 of those little ads. I told you about to start seeing me all over social media doing ads. It's pretty funny. I got some hilarious ones coming too. Why so bearish? I mean, it's not bearish really. It's still being the all-time high. I'm just being, to me, I'm keeping it a little bit more conservative and realistic. Only because, look, if it were up to me, again, there would probably only be 200 or 300 cryptos right now with Bitcoin leading the pack. And Bitcoin, the price point would be, I don't know. Right now, it would be 260K minimum. If it were up to me, that's how I think about Bitcoin. That's why I see it in the market. I think it's been diluted because of all these new meme coins and crap coins. But I'm being realistic. I just don't see this linear, angle of price gains where we just keep going up and up and up drastically to the point we hit 100K, 120, 130. You think in between all of that, there won't be any scam artists to hit a home run and then get caught after and then shake the market and add fragility to it? I don't believe that. I don't think that we're just going to go unbothered and untouched and just going to be stacking and stacking and stacking. I think to get from 20 to 40K the way we just did was great. But no, I think there'll be more interference every 10K right now. 50K is going to be interference. 60K, more interference. 70K, all right, we got to go crazy right now before this thing hits 100K. All right, and that's why I'm thinking 85, 79, 85K. The government's like, well, we got to suppress this shit because psychologically, if it hits $100,000 of Bitcoin, everybody who is wrong gets proven wrong at the same time. The media, the gold people. I was just talking to a lawyer the other day he literally calls it a scam. The guy still calls it a scam. I'm like, you're a practicing lawyer. You haven't taken 5 minutes just to read it up before you call it a scam. I'm glad to know people are innocent before guilty. But my point is there will still be enough madness to try to slow his roll down next year. I hope I'm wrong. Listen, at this point, I hope I'm wrong, but I have to start to pontificate this way because I did it the other way initially, and I was wrong about that. Like, right? Some of the price points and guesses the last few years have been correct, but when I first started, I thought Bitcoin would take off. I thought the whole world would be on the Bitcoin standard by now. It makes sense to me, but we are not. So because of that, I have to be conservative. I have to be conservative. Jay Fever says stop at 100K by April, 180 by November 2024. You are out of your mind if you think there will be a almost $200,000 Bitcoin rolling up into the presidential election next year. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the stuff I'm saying for me. I don't think the government's going to let it flow like that going into a presidential election. So now all of a sudden, the incumbent president, 80-something-year-old Biden, needs to have talking points on Bitcoin and crypto and thoroughly be able to talk about it. It's not happening. It's not happening. They're about to push that shit off into the next election. Y'all worry about that in 2028 or wherever it comes next. They don't want to deal with it next year. I think personally, I think it'll get mentioned. ETF, blah, blah, blah. They're going to try to keep this thing as under control as possible for the next year until we get elections done, everything else done. And then once everything settled and we understand what direction we're going the next 4 years, that's when they'll let it run crazy. All right, now we get the 150, 200K. That's my thoughts on it. We'll see. CB in the house. Crypto Blood. I think I saw somebody say Crypto Blood. Rashu's Crypto Blood in the house. There we go. I love crypto Blood. CB, what up, though? My man from another mama over there in Detroit. What's going on? Hope all is well. Feel free to call in if you want the links up top. Make sure you all checking out Crypto Blood, another person who's been nonstop streaming for years on crypto and Bitcoin. Glad to see you still here as well. Happy 2023. Let's see. What else we have going on? Happy holidays as well. Happy Merry Christmas, Merry Xmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, happy everything, happy holidays, happy solar eclipse. The new year is coming. A lot's about to happen. I can't wait. Listen, people, Hollywood is shout out to Hollywood. All right, I know they crazy, but they know I don't play that weird shit. So I won't lie. They've treated me very well. They kept clothes in my back and food in my pocket. And next year should be a great year for me out here as well. Like I said, I'm planning to combine that steam with some crypto to see what happens. So it'll be pretty fun. Let's see. What else do we have going on? Wall Street Picker said Bitcoin ETF is going to push that ceiling up. Hey, I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Arthur Hayes said 2024 is a year of hyper accumulation. I agree with hyper accumulation on that. But of what? Right? Like, everybody's not going to do Bitcoin, people. As much as we wanted, people are going to say, wow, 60,000 Bitcoin, 80,000 Bitcoin. Time to throw my life savings to meme coin to catch up. Right? You're about to see a lot of that, I think. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Price Cobb said he agrees. Sell the news 100K now until 25, then another retreat. That's what I'm thinking. I think 25 will go hyperbolic, where it's just like 160. Can we get to 200? 175? Can we get to 200? Like, that's going to be the big thing to me in 2025 is getting to 200K. And then, yes, a retracement in 20, like the charts are going to keep on charting. 2026, I'm telling you, that 80K pullback day is happening. And if you don't think that's going to scare institutions and humans, you are crazy. They're going to see that 80K in one day. But I don't care if the shit was $30 million. They just pull back 80K in one day. Their minds aren't built for a retracement like that yet. It will be. Let's see. Bitcoin Chris says shit coins definitely take away capital from Bitcoin, designed to distract you from the eyes on the prize. At this point, let's ask some real questions. Tinfoil toboggans real quick for the end of the year. Tinfoil toboggan before the end of the year. Do we think the government, i.e. CIA and everything else, the people who have sold drugs to his own citizens, started wars in other countries, killed what they call bad leaders and dictators, might be true, might not. I don't live in these places. But yeah, the people who meddle in everybody else's shit and affairs, and then turns the narrative to make it seem like there's certain groups in the U.S. that commit these crimes and atrocities and out of control. When in reality, it's like, well, you're doing it on a global scale. But whatever. What if those same people who do evil shit all the time and get away with it, what if they're actually creating altcoins and meme coins to dilute the market and marginalize Bitcoin? Not out of the realm of possibility. What if the government, not just our own, I won't just say, oh, the U.S. is the big bad guy. There's many governments out there. What if there's governments out there doing things to dilute the Bitcoin market to keep it the price minimum, to minimize the price, suppress the price. What if there is a government out there creating meme coin and altcoin? What if they're not even doing it intentional to be like to mess up the market? What if they're doing it because they think it's the next coin that the government can use, their next CBDC, whatever? That's all taking away market share from Bitcoin. So again, the fact that we're just in this mode where it's just like, no, everything's going to work out fine. It's here. I hope so. It should be, but I got to be realistic too. So we'll see about this. Memories of Mike said, when I first heard about Bitcoin, I thought about the mini disc. Wall Street Picker said, make crypto institutions great again. Oh, they have folded and capitulated. Listen, when you start getting emails that the subpoenas are already happening, it's that ship is sailed. These crypto, hey, listen, make DeFi even stronger. Okay, that's what we have to do at this point. Make DeFi. Let's see, what do we have? 52 weeks in the year. Part of my ignorance, please clarify. 97 to 100. Isn't that 2025? Okay. Let's see. Okay, Jake said I must be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. ETF is going to blow people's minds. You know what? Look, again, I'm being conservative. It wouldn't surprise me. New York Wall Street, they do a whole ETF marathon. You are going to watch these commercials. What that boy say, Jordan Belfort? We're going to shove these ETFs down your throats. I want you to sell. Like, I know they're getting their speeches ready right now for the new year for these Wall Street teams to get ready to make calls and to make sure these ordinary citizens around the world buy ETFs. I know that's going to happen as well. But again, I think mainstream news will still outweigh those calls. And the only way some of these wealth management companies will be able to heavily go into ETFs is if they're clearly not telling their clients. And what I mean is they're not asking for permission. They already have the position, their portfolios where they're like, you can be as aggressive as you want. And they're like, I did that with my Franklin Templeton. I was like, get aggressive. I was like, I don't care, bro. Like, take whatever, all the risks you used to want to take that they told you no, take that shit with me. I don't care. I was young, I was in the military. Y'all know how the military checks are. And it actually worked out. I was getting like 24, 25% on the year. And Buddy was hyped. He was like, oh man, like this is crazy, man. We're killing it right now. And this is like, all right. And then I started learning about crypto. I was like, calm down, 24%. All right. But still, it was great times. But my point was when I told them to get aggressive, I was like, you don't need to call me for every weird move you're gonna make. Like, just make the move. To me, when I give you the money, it's gone anyway. So if you can make something happen with it, great. If not, I mean, I'm still old school. I'm talking to Franklin Templeton, old school. Hey, I give you the money, it's gone. But if you don't have my money, it's a problem. All right. So it was one of those things. I was like, I don't want to hear about how you do it. Just get it done. And they were getting done. So again, I think that would happen when the ETF scene as well. There are going to be a lot of people in these moderate to aggressive portfolios anyway, to where there might be some type of fine writing or small writing where they can get away with switching or swapping a portfolio or exposing you to ETFs without you directly buying it or knowing it. It'll be the end of the year, you get your report, or quarterly, you get your report. Like, oh, wow, we did 42% this year. Like, we usually do 19. Like, how is this possible? It's like, oh, this year we exposed you to a Bitcoin ETF or whatever, and it went up this many, blah, blah, blah. Like, that is how I think is probably going to happen. Because why? The worst case scenario on that is that these banks and institutions get fined, but they still have the capital to run and go crazy and buy as much crypto as they want. So I think that would happen. So that exposure, I think initially was slowly happen like that. I don't think that the mainstream exposure to ETFs is going to happen until the following year, personally, but we shall see. Let's see. Memories Mike said, great products that are better than other products get pushed out without adoption all the time. I mean, great point. You see it all the time. Festivus for the rest of us. Yes, you already know it. Happy Festivus. Let's see. Yeah, Chat GBT as well. I see people talking about Chat GBT. I was talking to somebody the other day talking about they're using my girlfriend. She was telling me Chat GBT, I guess, is the new thing now they're doing is using Chat GBT for the for picks, for trading sports picks. I'm just like, oh, here we go. So yes, you already talking about in the comments. I can see Chat GPT being used for trading and everything in between. Again, it's going to matter about how strong the data points are, how updated they get, so on and so forth. But yeah, it's possible, I mean, to really get away with that right now, especially in the short term as new projects keep popping up. You can kind of plug it in. I'm assuming if the AI is powerful enough, plug in old projects of similar value points. Hey, this had the same type of tokenomics, the same type of community numbers, blah, blah, blah. And then you can get a projection of what price point that project should do and when. I can see that being like that. I'm off the top of my head, I can kind of work that out. So putting that into a computer system, that it should definitely be able to work it out if the data points are plotted properly. So I can see that being pretty cool. Let's see. What do we have? Oh, can we get some reactions to some of the garbage ass Bitcoin ETF commercials? Right. Let's see. Bitcoin network is going to be where is that? Not Bitcoin in general. I can believe that. Truth beliefs. I'm with you on that. The Bitcoin network, the blockchain, will be bigger than Bitcoin itself. I can believe that. And you remember the internet of money. That is what it initially was for as well. Clickbait Mao, 2 billion Bitcoin by next Thursday at the gym in the crypto. You already know it. Do a poll. Okay. Yes, I will do a poll probably at the top of next year. What do you think the price point would be for next year? You can leave it in the comments, but I'll probably do an official poll as well. I haven't seen Bodies on Netflix. Go and check it out though. What Sony PSP use? Oh, memories. Okay. All right, great comments. Let's go ahead and get this started. Top 5 weirdest crypto stories of 2023. Again, I'm going to roll right through these. Feel free to call in if you want to share anything. You want to talk about 2023. Talk about your love and affinity for Bitcoin or whatever shitcoin you pumping. And of course, what's going to happen next year. Here are the weirdest stories out of crypto in 2023 featuring hacks, arrests, and a token burn worth, you heard it right, $650 billion. Number 1, the Kyber swap hack. In November, decentralized exchange aggregator KRBE was exploited to the tune of $46 million. What followed, however, placed KRBE incident in the category of its own. The KRBE hackers sent an on-chain message detailing their demands, including full executive control of the company. The hacker also demanded that the KRBE executives surrender all the company's assets to the hacker. The brazen individual then promised to buy out the existing executives at a fair valuation, as well as double all staff pay should their terms be accepted. I would say this is probably starting from 5 to 1. So number 5, yeah, the KRBE swap hack was crazy. The fact that the hacker was essentially holding them for ransom, the actual project, or wanted to hold the project for ransom, just buy it outright off them, was a crazy story. And it was the first of its kind. And I can see it happening again. I'm not sure if they caught this human or a group of humans, but I can definitely see this being ran back to where someone hacks a portion of a project, a percent of a project. Let's say somebody hacks 15% of a project. You get 15% of what's in the treasury or whatever, but it's enough to make a big enough splash to where, like, hey, when people find out about this, they're pulling their capital off your platform, period. You're dead in the water. And they say, hey, we can keep this under wraps. If you just give me full control of your company, I'm going to pay the right people, pay the blah, blah, blah. Like, somebody's going to go for it. Somebody's going to go for it. And then here's what's going to happen. Somebody's going to go for it, and it'll either turn out right or wrong. Regardless, the FBI is going to get involved right after. That's right. Federal government's going to get involved after. Bribery, all this other stuff. There's all types of felonies written on top. And this is digital. Like, oh, man. All types of felonies happening all at once. They're going to get involved. That's going to be one of the reasons for them to muscle their way in, just like every other government agency. And then we start phase 2 of America's takeover of the Bitcoin blockchain. I don't know, but it's going to get crazy. All right. What else do we have going on? BitBoy arrested. Okay, number 4, in September, Ben Armstrong, aka BitBoy Crypto, rocked up to the front door. I've never heard of that. Rocked up to the front door of former employee Carlos Diaz and began a live stream that would, in short order, put the influencer on the wrong side of the law behind bars. Staying outside his front door, Armstrong began to fire a long list of accusations against him, accusing Diaz of threatening his life. Armstrong then, like, this is that Kang. What's the buddy who was just in New York? I don't know the full story with the actor who was just in New York with the girl or whatever. I guess he hit her, but they gave him misdemeanor charges. I don't know who hit who. All I saw is my man's open up a car door and run like 4 or 5 city blocks in New York to get away from this woman. She chased him. And I guess the accusation was that he hit her. And it's just like, why are you chasing somebody who's supposedly knocking your head in? So this is the same question I have with Ben Armstrong. The guy threatened your life, but you went to his house? I don't make, hey, listen. I mean, unless you're trying to stand on business, then that don't make sense. Now, hold on. Let me be clear. If you stand on that business and you pull it up like, hey, you threatened my life and here I am, then I understand where you're coming from. But if that's not the case, I do not understand where you're coming from. I don't know. I don't want to, but it happened. That was a strange thing that happened in crypto this year. And again, this article says these are the top 5 weirdest crypto stories. That's definitely a weird crypto story at number 4. A guy threatens your life, you pull up to his home where in most places he can legally kill you. I don't know. That was a weird one to me. All right, but anyway, the $650 million, or excuse me, the $650 billion burn. Show some respect to this burn. In October, Uniswap founder Hayden Adams burned 99.9% of Haycoin, Hay supply, value at an absurd $650 billion. This is when you literally have to slap yourself on the founder saying, yo, like, it wasn't meant for this. What are y'all doing? Adams deployed the Hay token for testing 5 years ago. Prior to the launch of Uniswap, in doing so, he created a small liquidity pool with a fraction of the total supply and kept the remaining 99.9% of tokens for himself. Or so he says he did it for testing, right? I don't know. This could be a new player develop. No, I didn't know it was going to turn to a meme coin, guys. Hey, all right. Over time, traders began buying and selling the 0.1%. Do you hear this? Over time, traders began buying and selling the 0.1% of the total supply. Why? Because he has another 99.9% as a meme token, pumping the value of Hay. Adams went on to say, crypto can be weird sometimes. The burning propelled Hay from $580,005 a token on October 20th to over $4 million a token by October 26th. Now, legitimately, I'm sure that there were little to no liquidity in that because he would need to sell as well. But regardless, the fact that it's even happening and it gets that type of story notoriety is insane. Copycat NFTs. I remember this one. In October, a U.S. District Court judge ordered Ryder Ripps and Jeremy Cahan to pay $1.57 million in damages to Yuga Labs for copying the Bored Apes Yacht Club non-fungible tokens, NFTs, which of course made this real in the court's eyes. The weirdness comes from Ripps and Cahan's behaviors throughout the incident. For some time, Ripps maintained that the Bored NFTs were racist and anti-Semitic. Hilarious. They thought they could use buzzwords, they can steal a project. But they're racist, anti-Semitic. Like, I should be able to steal their project, even launching a website to accuse the brand of containing Nazi dog whistles. Ripps and Cahan went on to launch a series of copycat NFTs that infringed upon BAYC's Bored Yacht Club's intellectual property. But while the BAYC NFTs were allegedly racist, when Yuga Labs created them, Ripps and Cahan, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, argued they were satire when they replicated them wholesale and profited from them. Unsurprisingly, this argument won little favor in legal circles. All right, is this last but not least, or is it two more left? Yes, last but not least, number one, your Lord and Savior. Oh, we might be able to get a call in now from one of you Hexicans, the Hart documentary. That's right, in July, Richard Hart, founder of Hex and Postchain. Since then, of course, has been subpoenaed, I think, by the SEC for some of that paper prepared for the premiere of his vanity movie project, The Highest of Stakes. Hart has a history of flamboyant excess, and so some degree of anticipation surrounded the release. Unbeknownst to Hart, the SEC was preparing to launch legal action at the same time, dropping fraud charges just in time to spoil the party. While Hart retains a loyal following in the crypto world, understatement, those outside it seem less impressed by the influencer and project founder. As one movie critic said, is a man a con man if he tells you up front he's conning you? I mean, and that's true. And that's why I'm like, this whole United States thing of like, they're dictators. We have to stop them. People travel and talk to the citizens. I've been to countries who have in some quasi form of a dictator. Straight up. I mean, they have kings, so literally have kings and queens, some of these places I've been. And I've talked to those citizens, and the overwhelming majority, right or wrong, however you feel, this was a quote told to me when I asked about how do you feel about the royal family. What do you mean? I was like, well, I mean, like, as far as the leadership or somebody else running, like, they cut me off basically. Was like, the royal family is the royal family. Like, they were meant to be here and to lead us and to be the royal family. People like me, this is me quoting seriously. This guy was like, people like me, and like, I'm not royal. Like, I wasn't meant to be. I'm just like, that's not my role in my life. Like, they are okay and they have accepted this in some countries. There ain't no brainwashing. It was not, we need to go save everybody. This is what they want, and they're okay with it. They like their leaders. Some of them, they're like, hey, yeah, it's a kingdom. We like the king. Like, he does a great job. Like, what the fuck? Who are you to ask us about our king? I'm just asking questions. My point is, these places are real. Some people like it. I say that to say the same thing with this comment with this Richard Hart. Is it a con if he tell you up front he's conning you? And Richard Hart's been pretty clear up front about a lot of things that might work at Postchain. He said, you're going to sacrifice. Maybe it's going to work out. Maybe it's not. You got to see. You got to put He wasn't lying. You do got to wait and see, right? So what I would say is, yeah, I won't go as far as calling him a scammer or comment because he has been upfront and clear. It's the blind followers who honestly are adults that you have to say, hey, that's the responsibility of them. So with that being said, this is why we need to change everything we do. We need to add technology, become forward thinking because this whole thing of dictators being bad and all these people. 2024, we're getting rid of participation trophies and victim mentalities. If you have a victim mentality, give up your right to fucking vote. If you can't figure out how to make the right decisions in your adult life, you don't need to be voting for the leadership of the United States, especially not for one of the strongest leaders on the planet. You shouldn't have that right to vote. So we're in 2024, we're giving up victimhood and participation. If you're going to claim participate, I was here, I need a trophy, and I felt oppressed and uncomfortable, I'm a victim, then you are not allowed to vote. Give your vote to someone who isn't oppressed, who's not a victim, and who knows how to make adult decisions. Give your vote to that person. Allow them to use two because you don't need to be voting for shit. You need to go to home, get in the lab, and work on you. There's a lot of people who need to do that. I'm sorry for the mini rant. I had to get it out. All right, so those are the top 5 weird crypto stories. And really quick, we're going to do the top 10 most influential crypto tweets of 2023. But of course, we're just calling them X threads these days. But we're going to do that here in a second. I'm looking at what do we have? Cornelius Brodnick said that surf life. Hey, listen, it's a real life for people, for real, for real. Let's see. Members of Mike said that would be amazing, but I don't think it'll happen in 2024. Hey, no, start pressing people. All right. Every time you hear a person complain, anything bad that they're not taking full advantage of as an adult, literally just with a like straight face. You don't gotta be mean, be polite. Be like, have you ever voted? Do you think maybe you should give up your right to vote? They're like, what do you mean? Like, well, I mean, your life seems like it's pretty shit. You know, you're an adult, your life isn't together, you're making wrong decisions. You keep talking about how the world's against you. Like, are you voting to think a human's going to save you? Like, is that what? I don't think you should vote, man. That's not what it is about. I don't know. Maybe we just need to press people. We just need to press. We need to press people. You know what? I'm going to the voting polls. I might get arrested this year. I'm going to the voting polls with intimidation tactics. All right, raise your hand if you ain't got your life together. Raise your hand if you missed 2 days of work this week. You're gonna be homeless. Get out the voting line right now, please. Go worry about the job first and then come back and worry about leadership second. All right. Make sure you got food on your plate, on your tables. Now, let me stop. I'm just messing with you all. Kind of. All right. Top 10 most influential crypto tweets of 2023. Let's get to it. Back to the crypto mix. Let's see. I'm not sure these are going from 10 to 1. So we'll just start. SEC charges Kraken for unregistered staking. Stake your stake. Yes. Gary Gensler kicked off 2023 by suing crypto exchange Kraken in an attempt to put some pressure on the industry. They were charged with failing to register the crypto asset staking as a service program. Kraken agreed to pay a $30 million fine and remove its staking services from the U.S. market. Again, I think this is wrong. All these exchanges, one by one, capitulated and went down. You had Kraken, you had Binance, you had Coinbase. I mean, literally those three right there. If those three companies would have joined Ripple in the fight, those resources, oh my people, what? There will be no subpoenas right now. There will be no ETF talk. There will be no taxation talk, no retroactive. That talk wouldn't be there. Literally 3 or 4 companies would have just banned it. I mean, Binance is giving them between this SEC and now the CFTC, who wants like 1 point something billion. Binance is about to give the United States over $5 billion, $6 billion possibly. Going into election year, by the way, we need to keep track of where that money goes. I guarantee you it'll disappear. But Binance is about to give $6 billion on its own. Kraken's giving at least $100 million in fines. Coinbase, same deal. Like, if you all literally would have banded together, you would have had over, let's say $6.5 billion to put toward attorneys. Like, you don't need to win. You could have took the SEC's approach, the government's approach. We're not even here to win. We're here to delay and stall. Yeah, we'll figure out a decision in the year 2039. But no. You had to be the good boys and girls. And then you got like, oh man, you were trying to be a good boy and girl, and then you got fucking bullied by aging SEC chairman, the biggest gangster I haven't seen in a while. Came through with a suit, bald hair, Mr. Burns look, and got to slapping people in companies like Bernie Mac off that presidential movie with Chris Rock. When Chris Rock was his brother run for president, and he said, I got my brother running for vice president. He came off the train. Everybody's like, how you doing today, sir? They're trying to talk to him. He was just walking by slapping people left and right. He wasn't trying to hear nobody talk. He knew everybody was full of shit. Like, that is what you crypto companies get. You claim you're going to play fair, regulations, rules. You got to do the right thing. All right, the government wants this. And then you got bullied. You got shaken upside down for all your gold coins. They started falling out left and right. It's okay. Next thing, they just want to slap your wife's ass. But other than that, everything should be cool, right? You can let them do that too, right? You've already gave them your livelihood. Might as well give them your woman or man. I don't know how it is these days. Or robot. That's what we're headed to in the future. Genzer provided a video explanation worthy of being a crypto meme. As of speaking to a 5-year-old, he clarified he was talking about STAKE stake, not STEAK stake. I didn't believe it until I saw it. I mean, literally, the crypto industry let this guy bully it. Like, oh man, this is that's madness in and of itself. But it happened. It's going to continue to happen until he's out of that chair, if at all possible. But right now, he's going strong. So we'll see what happens. Duquan, catch me if you can. The fall of Luna and stablecoin Terra USDT was a catalyst for the last bear market. Of course, it happened mid-2022, affecting many companies. Shortly after, Republic of Korea authorities required Luna's creator Duquan to explain what happened at Congress. Telephone rang, as this article said. The voicemail kicked in. Quan did the race on their ass. He was listening to that. What was that little boy name made the race? I don't know. He's listening to the little rapper Tay K or something. He's listening to Tay K do the race on him. He was like, catch me if you can, I'm gone, okay? That boy was on the run, going to different countries. He was gone, okay? It was over the 23rd of March when the Minister of Interior of Montenegro announced the arrest of Duquan as he was allegedly using falsified travel documents. You got caught in Montenegro. That's like when people get caught down there. What's in Mexico? They always get caught in like the touristy parts. Tulum. People get caught in Tulum and stuff. I'm like, bro, you try to hide in Mexico at a tourist destination? Like, what? Like, get in, dig in, entrench yourself. You need to go where cartel activity is happening now. All right. Not saying it's not happening in touristy places. We actually know how those prices are so cheap. But what I'm saying is where they're actually getting active, you got to go hide at. You can't just be hiding at the Instagram spot of the year. Like, come on, you're in the back. Like, you're literally in the background of people's photos, Duquan. They saw you. It was some supercars driving by. People were gambling. It was overlooking the cliffs. And in the background, drinking a frappuccino was Duquan. All right, like, come on, you photobombed somebody and they caught you. You got to be careful. I'm making that up, but my point is, you need to go somewhere a little bit off the beaten track. Let's see, Kobe's private encrypted tweet, the power of crypto Twitter. Okay, so Crypto Kobe, of course, a big person on Twitter. He was making tweets essentially hashing them out as well so that you couldn't figure out what happened until after the actual occasion. On one occasion, more than $50 million was lost in liquidation as Binance's BNB and Bitcoin prices plunged momentarily. A mediatic storm was created from a tweet with from Kobe with a hash prediction. A hash prediction is a message encrypted by SHA-256 hash. The encryption should output an illegible string. Boom. You can see it there. Make sure I'm still sharing the screen. Perfect. Sometimes I forget. Hashes are one-way functions that can be created but not reversed. Of course, without brute forcing. Therefore, this tool is perfect for proving a prediction made to the public without revealing the message. When the moment comes, the owner can decrypt it to show the public. I need to start doing this myself. Maybe that'll be one of the new things I start 2024 is doing these type of hash tweets for predictions. I might need to start off with a Bitcoin price, but I'm going to do that and put it on this hash, tweet it out. That way, this is public record for now. I think that's going to be the easiest way to keep track. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad Kobe's been doing that. What else do we have? Coinbase ready to confront the SEC in court. Like, to me, it's not like a huge influential thing. Why? Because it's like you've been getting your ass beat for what? Since, say, realistically, they didn't go public to like 2019, 2020 or something, I think 2021, but they were planning to do it back in like 2018 when they started hiring that TD Ameritrade guy. That was the first hire where I called Coinbase going public. I said, why they hired a TD Ameritrade executive? And then they hired like the marketing director of Facebook at the time. I was like, oh, they're trying to go public. I was like, you just hired a banking exec and a marketing exec from like two of the biggest companies on the planet. You're trying to go public. I saw that happen. The writing was on the wall early. I say all that to say that's when you should have been fighting. Instead of trying to be all friendly and goody two-shoe and figure out how to get more money, you should have been fighting then while they were weak. And they did, like, years ago, So once upon a time, kids, I remember when we used to have Satoshis, when Bitcoin used to be less than $50,000 on average. Oh, those were the good days. Those were the days regulators didn't really know what they were doing. They didn't have a good education. They didn't have a good point of reference. They didn't really know what they do. They didn't have people they can even trust, right? They want to trust people like me. They know me, but I'm over here screaming, get the Bitcoin, watch big government, right? But seriously, they didn't know their way. Now that they've leveled up, they're fucking like, if this is a video game, they're level 9 or 10 or whatever, right? They've been on this thing for a while. They're getting stronger. They're getting bigger. They're not listening to nobody. Gary Gensler ain't listening to shit. He doing what he doing for the SEC, okay? Not for the United States government, which I think he's getting lost in the sauce with as well. The SEC isn't more important than the government and country, Gary, okay? I understand, like, I know the thought process. I worked around these type of people. They start, my military service is the most important. My deployment is the most important. My battle, my war, my paperwork, what I'm working on is going to change the world because I'm in this position. It's like, slow down, buddy. You're doing this as a comprehensive part of the United States strategy. So Gary Gensler, you're doing this, supposedly doing this for the United States citizens, the government, the actual United States of America. But he's operating and moving like he's doing it for the SEC. All my, I just need to answer the SEC stuff. I blah blah blah. And it's like, well, that's not what this is. We're not trying to have the biggest, strongest SEC on the planet. Who cares? We're trying to have one of the biggest, strongest governments and countries on the planet, not just the SEC. So I want to make that distinction. But yeah, with that being said, for Coinbase to wait for the guy and his team to get smarter, stronger, then hire 85,000 more people, then say, oh, we're ready to take you to court. I can't wait to see you get slapped, Coinbase, and your stock price go down, 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 down. Shout out to Ripple. You had many opportunities to co-join them and their legal counsel, share resources, share and share alike. Isn't that what Stringer Bell said for the co-op? All right, we tried to do a co-op, and Coinbase was trying to be Marlo over there. I ain't much for meetings. Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, government knocking at your door. Good luck, buddy. Like, good luck. So, no, Coinbase ready to confront the SEC to me wasn't a top 10 thing that happened. It's laughable at best. And look, Brian Armstrong tweeting, like, stop it. BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF, the catalyst for the new crypto bull market. I agree. To me, this was the biggest news. They said at the mid pickle. Oh, who wrote this goofy stuff? At the mid pickle of 2020, the pickle sounds like Flanders. Who's the Flanders up here? Let me see who wrote this. Daniel Ramirez Escudero. All right. Little pickle. We found ourselves in a pickle. Let me go back to this one really quick. At the mid pickle, I've never heard that. I love it though. At the mid pickle, I'm gonna start saying the mid pickle. Well, at the mid pickle of 2023, the biggest bullish news was launched. The largest asset manager in the world, BlackRock, filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF, and since then, it's been nothing but ETF news, but no market corruption at all. I just want to make that clear. There's no corruption. I love it. I love arguing this to people. There's no corruption in the United States, even though multiple companies have tried to do the same thing. One company that keeps getting right somehow does. And no news was moved, no court hearings were had until literally this one company popped up and said, I want it done and I want it done now. If this isn't corruption, then I don't know what is. You can see here from this tweet, fun fact, BlackRock's record of getting ETFs approved by the SEC is 575 to 1. To me, that's corruption in of itself. Like, no one is batting this type of average for the United States government for paperwork. Like, and you just don't miss? All right. Anyway, BlackRock, that was to me the biggest news. But like I said, has the news happened and been priced into the price point, or is there more to go? We shall see. Oh, this is huge news too. SEC surrenders the Ripple case. Shout out to Ripple. The SEC ignited a 2020. The SEC ignited 2020 a serious case against Ripple and his co-founder Chris Larson and CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Unlike the botches that Coinbase, Kraken, Binance. I mean, come on, no offense, but like, yeah, look at some of these people. I'm not mad at them. I can tell they don't have a fighting bone in their body. I don't say it in a rude or mean way. Like, yeah, everybody's not a warrior. So I have to be, I have to acknowledge that. I understand that. But it's still just so sickening to see because as a warrior, you like, what? Bro, you had the resources and you did not fight? Why not? Like, especially in this frame, we're talking about legal battles. Like, let me be clear. Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance, them fighting back like Ripple doesn't even involve them. They can carry on their day-to-day lives. They can do what this is their lawyers going to people. I done been through this already. Hey, this that next level G stuff. You pay lawyers. What I might have pulled up to court once or twice. You don't go to court. The lawyers do all the they do all the talking. They do all the. You don't need to say a word. Fifth, five. What Dave Chappelle say? Fifth, fever. Plead that five right quick, okay? You hire you some good lawyers, and you let the lawyers go, and you let the law go. What Boosie said, wherever it's gonna be, it is. All right, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. You don't need to talk about nothing. You don't need to tweet. You don't need to get involved. You don't need to show up to court. You don't have to do anything, and that's at my level. So what happens at Brian Armstrong's level, the guy who has the biggest house in Los Angeles worth 130, 150 million dollars? What happens at Kraken's level where you're getting fined 30 to 100 million dollars a year? What happens at Binance's level where the guy's worth like 26 billion dollars and you're paying a fine of $5 billion? You really couldn't just throw a crazy team of lawyers together and let them get after it, and you just sit back, drink mojitos, and continue to run your business for next like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. It must be some next level. Hey, United States, that tap on the shoulder must be more than money. They must be hitting them with that. Listen, it's plenty of opportunities. It's plenty of methods and opportunity. I mean, listen, Binance, you yourself, your company is a target-rich environment. Okay, I know I'm wondering, did the government lay down some soft threats, some soft presses on them? Like, hey, we're talking about more than money here. They start saying lines like that. Oh, this thing is well beyond money. Oh, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, maybe they laid that type of line down and they felt they just had to capitulate and give the government whatever they want. I don't know, but one thing I do know for sure is that shout out to Gary Gensler, biggest gangster, one of the biggest gangsters. I haven't seen a gangster like this since the Boardwalk Empire series with Nucky Thompson. They need to make a Netflix series for Gary Gensler. I don't know, Gensler Burns or something. I don't know what we're going to call it, but it just needs to be like a horror thriller show where he's just doing the most gangster shit. Like, oh, you think you got a new company? You're going to feed your family. Americans are going to work for you. Oh, well, have you met Mr. Gensler yet? Like, he just comes in and destroys it. I don't know. Bitcoin Chris, what up, though? What you got for us today?
Yo, what's going on with you, King?
Man, I can't complain. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Hope everything's going well. What's the word?
Hey, happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, happy New Year's, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, happy all that good stuff.
Right. I'm tired. Listen, I'm tired of holidays. Period. I'm one of them people. I don't. Hey, when I was on deployment and they said they want to get rid of certain holidays because people was getting mad, or certain months, I say, it was there's all types of cakes happening. Our leadership was like, all right, ain't gonna be no more cakes. I was with it. I was like, hell yeah, I don't want to see no more cakes. I don't want to see no more celebrations. We on a military deployment doing airstrikes on the daily. Y'all trying to watch Frozen half the time, and I'm serious and celebrate whatever month we in. I wasn't trying to hear that shit either. I was like, we off that. So my fault. I'm a ranter. I'm a ranter.
Good,
Right?
man. Appreciate
you gotta
Friday.
tell us some predictions. What you got for us?
Nah, they definitely had more than just that tap on the shoulder. Gary Gensler was like, "Yo, I know your mom. I know where your wife sleep. I know where your kids are at. It's definitely bigger than the money. So I agree with you with that. I definitely agree with you with that. I definitely want to share some tweets. Somebody said, "Look like Black Jesus." Somebody's so funny. I want to share my screen with you guys real quick, if I'm able to, King.
Oh, for sure. Oh, my fault. I wasn't. I'm over here looking at the comments. Kinez, real quick, talking about mid pickle equals first knuckle, just the tip. What are y'all talking about? All right, what you got for us?
All right, cool. So Bitcoin, we already won, just like the Royal Flush and Poker. You already got the hand. Just hold your Bitcoin and chill. Like I said earlier, I think that you are right on point where you were saying governments are creating these altcoins or different coins to deflect you from the prize, right? Which is Bitcoin. So if you just stack your Bitcoin and chill, you'll be good. I thought this was pretty dope. Was $2 billion in liquidations across all the exchanges, just above 44,600. So be on the lookout for that short squeeze if we can get up that high. I know we're dumping right now, but be on the lookout for that, guys. I think we can definitely see a massive squeeze to at least 50K if we, smack up all these shorts at 44.6, 44.7. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, make sure you do so. This whale here has bought 12 times $133 million in Bitcoin just over the last few days. So we got a lot of whales accumulating. I go over coin glass, which I talked to you about, and you can see the balance on exchanges. So we are steadily seeing the balance on exchanges dwindling. I was talking about earlier I don't know if you guys saw the new commercial, right? The new ad, which is trash. I think Coinbase is killing them with the ads right now, but
Is it Coinbase ad? Listen. It was funny enough. I see all the ads come like I see them before they happen. I'm in Hollywood. I get all the casting notices, so I see like crypto coming to crypto. I see them all. They're not paying shit, which is why you all haven't seen me. Coinbase actually did one. I think they pay a decent rate for one of them. I think, but that's been the only one. They've only done one where they pay decent. Literally, the rest of the market hasn't paid nothing.
For sure. If you guys haven't seen this commercial, oh yeah, this is Ben Armstrong, man. I can't stand this man. Anytime he says something, and if I can reply, I'm talking hella shit to him. Here goes the commercial. I'm not sure if you have the sound. But yeah, there goes the sound. They go to this lame ass commercial, man.
No, there's no sound. Oh man, I'm not sure why. It
Oh
should
no
be, but
sound. All right, yeah, just go watch that. It's mad lame. It's not even no words.
it's probably good because they would have hit us with a copyright.
Yeah,
Oh, they keep. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I told you they weren't paying nobody nothing. They're keeping it simple right now.
yeah, dog. These lame ass ads, man. I think Coinbase got them on lot with the ads. Um, Besides that, Bitcoin is looking. Let's look at Bitcoin real quick, and then that'll be it for me today on this beautiful Friday.
All right, all right.
All right, cool. So we dumping. We dumping right now, guys. Bitcoin is on sale. Bitcoin is on sale. So looking like we could go down to the low, which I mentioned in my video yesterday that we could go down to about 41.6. That wouldn't surprise me before we head higher. Slap
You
up on
said
the
we'll go
wall.
down to what?
41,600.
Oh, yes. I mean, what's the
That's a
date?
local low.
29?
Yeah, that
But
ain't
the only
nothing.
thing is, we're definitely, like I said, so we got that Christmas pump, like I said, or excuse me, that first December one. It started, like what I say, right after around Christmas. I said it was going to start trickling back down and sideways. We're getting that. We're about to get this nice little smile. We'll see, maybe 3 to 5% from the New Year's, though, Bitcoin birthday and all that. Um, and then honestly, it's going to be I would say the 6 weeks between the first few weeks of January to February, depending on what happens with this ETF. I think it's going to determine a lot of that price action.
Do you think it's going to pass? I see some people saying that I don't think it's going to go through on in January.
I'm honestly, I have to say I'm 50-50 on it. And the reason why is because like it should be known from what's been happening in the last 6 to 7 years. But the fact that BlackRock came in and essentially was like, Gary Gensler, we'll get you fired if you don't pass this for us, and all of a sudden they start working on it. I would say I don't think it'll pass right now in January. I still think it's just too soon. But I felt the same way about. I literally had this exact same feeling about futures, where I was like, no, it can't go right now. It's too soon. And you remember they just dropped futures on the market, like boom, out the blue.
Out the
I think it was
blue.
like March, February 2018,
Yeah.
and it took off out the blue in the bear market. So again, I could be wrong because this is more traditional side of the house. I don't know what's going on in those closed door meetings, but I still think it's too early. I think they want to get it done before the happening. I say it won't happen until about the happening, that February date, like I said, or possibly after.
I think I'm still calling for all time high before having. I think they'll pass. In my opinion, I was expecting them to launch the ETF before the year end, just to smack everybody up, just to get everybody keep everybody on
Hey,
their.
listen, it's a Friday today, ain't it?
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah. No, listen, we got 8 hours. We got 8 hours for the paperwork to be signed, and Monday morning, while we're not paying no attention New Year's Day.
Exactly.
Oh, y'all ain't heard what happened over on Saturday?
And then they see the God candle. So I think we bounce down to 41.3, 41.6, and then head up. 45,000 is the next level, and then again, I'm looking for 48 to 50,000 if we get that short squeeze. With that being said, make sure you guys just smash up the likes. Shout out to you, King. Appreciate you with the content. Everybody, stack your Bitcoin and chill. If you're gonna shitcoin, don't be surprised if you get rug pulled, and it is what it is. So
There it is.
that being said, Bitcoin Chris checking out. Appreciate you.
Hey, much appreciated, Bitcoin Chris. Happy New Year's to you. Happy holidays. Be safe, and we'll see you all back here in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right, cheers. There you go. Nice little breakdown. I definitely appreciate that. Really quick, I just want to finish sharing this article as well. I'm not going to keep ranting. I'm about to get off it. But yes, I love this tweet by Stuart Outer T or whatever. Said the SEC made a serious mistake going after Brad and Chris personally, and now they capitulated, dismissing all charges against our executives. This is not a settlement. This is a surrender by the SEC. Again, I just want to give Ripple one more shout out for people. You understand? Ripple would have lost this. The crypto market would have been in shambles. Like no ETF news would have been like we would have still been at 20K if Ripple lost this. The SEC would have used this to mount the whole shit. Every altcoin out there is a security. They would have waved that flag so loud and proud. And, oh man, they would have went crazy. So shout out to Ripple for not only beating this case, making the SEC capitulate, but continuing to tweet about it, talk about it, and rub it in. Shout out to Brad Garlinghouse. Brad Garlinghouse has been on video talking about this, and not in a nice way either. Not in a, we just happen to beat them. Like, because this is how you usually see these companies do. Yeah, we're happy with the decision the judge made today. We understand the government's point and the SEC, what they're trying to do as far as protecting everyone, and we want to work with them. We want to make sure that we're helping them and giving them what they need to be successful. It was just this one instance where we didn't see the eye to eye. However, we're happy to move forward with them and blah, 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 right? That's still what you normally get on Wall Street. But this is crypto, and I love it. What did you get from crypto? The CEOs and executives saying, aha, nana, boo, boo. Y'all motherfucking lost. You knew y'all wasn't going to win. Y'all trying to press us on an individual basis, make it personal. You trying to discriminate against American citizens. To me, this is treason. Using your position of power in ways you shouldn't. It's super corrupt. No, fuck all that being nice shit. We beat y'all ass in court. Y'all capitulated, and we back on these streets running wild now. That's what Ripple did, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't give them no room to breathe because the SEC didn't give you no room to breathe, Ripple. And the fact that you all try to fight it back, they would have been happy sending your ass to prison. So, yeah, shout out to Ripple for doing the right thing in the right way. Coming right back swinging. Yeah, hanging all on them. We ain't going nowhere. One of us got to go today. That's the only way this is going to happen. Hey, Coinbase, learn something. Kraken, learn something. Binance, learn something from Brad Garlinghouse. Was Brad Garlinghouse from Florida? He act like a Florida boy. I like him. I like that Brad Garlinghouse boy. I always like that boy right now, okay? Yeah, I heard he used to be the 5th richest man on the planet. I like that Brad Garlinghouse boy. All right? I don't know, but shout out to Ripple for not only winning, but for not backing down and trying to make some PR statement that, hey, the government just did what they had to do and we were just trying to work with them and figure it out. Nah. What they did was wrong. We beat their ass. Y'all wasted taxpayer money. The citizens should be suing your ass and firing you. Still, you got Mr. Burns in there, Gary Gensler, who gets to fail upwards. How do you lose a case? This could have been a case of a century for legal SEC precedents. All of this could have been one of the biggest cases out there had the SEC won, and you lost. And you should get fired off the strength of that, in my opinion, personally. How much taxpayer money went into fighting Ripple? No, fuck no. Hey, shout out to Ripple for winning the way you won and waving the flag like you won, doing an end zone dance, 6 backflips. I don't care. Throw flags all day. This is Super Bowl. We might not be back. Turn up. I'm with it. I'm with all that. Had to do the rest of my little rant. I said I wasn't going to do it. I had to. Had to give y'all that energy. I'm happy for Ripple and XRP and everything they accomplished as far as being the SEC. Why? Because what they did wasn't actually criminal. There weren't any humans at the end of this line saying, oh my God, what they've done is so wrong. Instead, humans were saying, SEC, why are you messing with them in our portfolios? Like, all they're doing is ensuring everyone can bank around the planet. Like, as a company is all they're doing. Why are you pressuring them like they're out here committing atrocities? I have no clue, but I don't want my taxpayer money to go to that. And I'm not even involved with Ripple. Like, goodness gracious. So, yeah, I was happy to see. I call him a Florida boy. I'll call him Florida boy Brad. Somebody find out where he's from. Let me look at the comments. But seriously, I'm happy to see them not only win, but take that that stanky victory lap. That's what I want. Put some stank on it. All right, Sam Beckman-Fried is sentenced to 110 years in jail. I didn't know he was sentenced. I can't remember. Did we cover it? I can't remember. The awaited moment arrived on November 3rd when U.S. Attorney Damian Williams called Beckman-Fried's crimes a multi-billion-dollar scheme designed to make him look like the king of crypto, one of the biggest financial frauds in American history. I mean, I'm not going to get too in-depth on this, but as an aside, this shows you how unintelligent he was. Man, listen, you had the mystique behind you. Oh, I would have been twisting. Y'all going to arrest me? Oh, I'm twisting all types of tails. And so what? Bahamian government was involved. U.S. Gary Gensler was my uncle. All that. Listen, yeah, hey, I never liked him anyway. The light skinned brother in the back. This was his whole ideal. All right, I'm going crazy. I'm going Nino Brown. Everybody going down with you. And you don't got to be involved. You don't have to be involved if I'm FTX. What? You think I'm about to just give up $50 billion? No. But again, that's my point. That shows you he actually isn't that smart. He wasn't this super genius or none of that. I can't believe Mr. Wonderful still coins him as being smart. You're not smart, you get 110 years in jail. If you smart, you played along. No, we playing this out. Hey, with these court dates won't end for the next. I'm subpoenaing the intern at the SEC who just graduated from school. I'm subpoenaing her. I want to know who she dated while she was in school, what degree he or she got, what they do. I want everybody's information. This don't people right now going through, what was it? Just was a part of a huge lawsuit. You know, the class action suits, they come find you. It's a part of I got all types of legal cases going. It's actually hilarious. I see how it happens now. Again, don't let the legal stuff worry you, people. The lawyer's lawyer. All right. Some of these people, lawyers, do the cases for free. They just take half when the winnings come in. You don't even got to pay them up front. So I got low key like 3 cases going on right now. Or no, I think 2 now. It was 3 for some other stuff. I got lawyers lawyering everywhere, people. And this shit is real. It always surprises me too. But one case was won recently. I won't even mention it. It was a big case actually won. That's all I'll say. And you're not getting paid that much money, but it's actually a decent amount or whatever. But one of the things I was subpoenaed on, like not only me, but a lot of other, like the people in this case, they wanted, and some people in the comments might know what I'm talking about. They got the same thing. They wanted to know what middle school we went to, what I graduated with in college, if I went to college, what high school. It was like the most random questions you could think of that had nothing to do with the case. And the lawyers came back and was like, these are actual, like, technically they can subpoena this or try to get this. I'm probably using the wrong words by saying subpoena, but whatever the words is, basically they can request this information documents. And the lawyers explain they're doing this because they're hoping this would scare some people out of the case. Maybe they say, well, I don't want you to know what I did in middle school, if I committed a crime in high school, or this happened. So they're hoping to shake people out of the case so they don't have to pay everyone. And one of the ways they do that is just keep asking for more and more personal information. As long as the court granted for whatever reason, they granted this one. But the lawyer's like, no need to worry. Everything's cyber secure, even though we know it's not, you won't get hacked. But yeah, we have to provide it. So I had to provide documents of like what I ate on my 6th day at middle school. Like, it was so weird. Seriously, like the weirdest questions you were asked that you had to provide information for. So again, I say all that to say, Sam Bankman-Fried's, like, his legal team and him could have and should. I would have went crazy before you sentenced me to 110 years in jail and I still got a bankroll. Nah, we subpoenaed. No. Y'all might as well pull up some bids because we're not leaving this courtroom for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years easy. This ain't gonna be no quick and speedy decision. Ain't no speedy decision for Young Thug. It ain't gonna be no speedy decision for me. All right. Oh man. Well, how do I come up with this random weird stuff on top of my head? All right. Do we have anything else? Yes. Okay, we talked about this in the other article, but still here. BlackRock spot Ethereum ETF on the go. Okay, the Ethereum ETF for sure. Bitcoin as well. Champagne Zhao CZ steps down from Binance. That was huge as well as the money he's paying the government, the SEC, and the CFTC now, it sounds like, as well. El Salvador Bitcoin investments turn green. Shout out to El Salvador. And again, another country where I now have spoken to citizens from there. I was just on set with a guy who's, I think he's either first or second generation American. I think his parents were from El Salvador, but they raised him here. I'm not sure if he was actually born there. But again, just talked to him a few weeks ago. His parents go back. He has family there. They talk to people in El Salvador. From his point of view, he said, hey, my family and everybody love him. Love Nukel or Bukel, whatever his name is. I can't think of his name right now. Bukele, yeah. He said his family loves him. Nayib Bukel. He said his family, friends, the community love him. Beforehand, he's telling me about the gang problems they were having, that's not a problem any longer. He was like, hey, certain family couldn't even afford to live because they had to pay the government the tax and the gangs a tax before they even had anything to take home. So again, I'm not listening to the media. Nayib Bukele, the president, saying, hey, it's all good. The Bitcoin's working for us. The residents are saying, hey, it's all good. We like him. The Bitcoin's working for us. This is another case of, hey, world, we don't need you to get involved. We got it. We good. Any involvement from the world that's not positive and helping the Bitcoin and El Salvadorian movement is negative, and I would take it as a terroristic threat to that country. That whole IMF, we're going to pull your funding if you do this Bitcoin move. I think it was the IMF who did that to them. Um, Foul play. Was it IMF? It was one of these banking institutions that essentially came out and said, Salvador, if you move forward with this banking stuff or this Bitcoin stuff, we're not going to give you funds anymore. El Salvador was like, yeah, cool, we'll figure it out. Thanks. That's what I'm talking about. What? Like, that's that casting couch stuff, people. It's all about you and your morals and stuff. Are you okay with being broke for a few more years before you figure it out? Or are you going to go lay on that couch and then 20 years later say you're forced to do it? No, the door is right there next to you. You could have easily opened the door the same way you went to go sit down on that couch. I mean, listen, shout out for President Bukele for saying, excuse me, I'm not sitting on that couch. I'm going to go ahead and walk out the door, and whatever comes next, we'll figure it out as we go. Again, I rant on these good stories of the Ripples and El Salvadors. This is positive stuff we have to talk about. The news wants to bury. Oh, and I know it's not mentioned. Oh, I'm about I'm about to say for this number, the number 10 one. Hold on. For number 11. Is that it? All right, so that was it. I'm gonna do one more. We gotta take it a step further. Shout out to Reggie Middleton. Still kicking ass and taking names. If I remember correctly, he won something, a judgment against Coinbase already. Of course, he has his proprietary patent already that is being acknowledged by the US and Japan. The next step is enforcement. Shout out to Reggie Middleton. What he's doing is actually, I mean, shit, it's top 10 if you top 5 people. If Reggie Middleton gets his patent enforced in the next year or so, like, oh my, you're talking about fines and payments. Like, the market will change overnight from one human being. So top 10 for sure. Shout out to Reggie Middleton. Keep doing what you're doing. Didn't want to forget you as well. Love him, hate him, agree, disagree, wherever you stay on the road with him. He's making noise on the low. And I will say it is telling the fact that he has this type of movement in the crypto industry and is not being reported on. Very suspect, very suspect. I can never find stories or things about it. So I want to just say that. Price Crop said, is he the American Craig Wright talking about the patents? Hey, we'll see. But I tell you what, if the United States is talking ETFs and all this other stuff, they're going to have to enforce patents. They can't. You can't. And this is my point about them whole reaching out the circle about from 2016 to 2020, who did more than 25K or whatever in Bitcoin transactions. It's like, all right, those same years, who was hacked? Like, those same years, who was scammed? Like, you can't just come in and be like, yeah, who made money? We want taxes during these years, and not who had issues these years. What problems can we solve? No. That go both ways. So with this whole ETF, Bitcoin, Ethereum ETF, futures talk, Coinbase going public, Binance giving fines and stuff, all that's happening, you're not going to just be like, oh, well, that pattern's just whatever, or he's just doing no. You all want to do the court shit. You want to enforce shit. You want to do ETFs and futures and regulate, Gary. It's time to regulate. So I think that's going to be a very interesting thing if Reggie can get steam. Clearly, you see a lot of people are still pushing back. So we'll see what happens. But I think it's a story to note. It's definitely a story to note. Other than that, excuse me, that is the show for the day. Happy holidays, as I already said when I started the show. You see the bright background. People, funny enough, this isn't fog. This is freaking smog back here that's hiding the sun. So I'm gonna keep these windows closed. I'm gonna try to stay healthy. But seriously, I'm gonna take a few days off. I've been trying to take. I've been semi taking days off. Believe it or not, I've still been shooting in Hollywood a little bit. They've been hitting me for these last minute ones. But again, we'll be back more than likely the first week of January. I'm thinking next week, like January 3rd. Worst case scenario, might take the full week off to really recharge because, again, I want to make sure next year we're getting off to a great start. Bitcoin's age should be back. If not, I'm going to kidnap him and just have him on the screen and stuff. Like, I'm going to be next to him and shit. Yeah, I'm like, why is he looking like he's sweating so hard? I don't know. I'm like, Zay, talking to the mic, brother. But no, we'll figure that out. Other shout outs. Want to give some shout outs to all the content creators on the channel. Amazing year. They all did a great job. It's still our job on this end to figure out how to bring more value because we definitely want these content creators to be heard. Shout out to, of course, Stack Team. They're doing a great job with the Bitcoin updates. Of course, Weekend Crypto Track is killing it. Excuse me, losing my voice. I'm forgetting everybody's name right now. I always have brain farts when I come on. Pardon me. Simon Family Ventures, of course. This did 100 episodes. Shout out to Simon Family Ventures. They're killing it right now. I love watching their shows. I usually watch their shows on the go. Them. No, I check out all their shows. So shout out to Simon Family Ventures with the 100 episodes. Way to stay at it. I know that's very difficult as well to stay committed on top of it. Shout out, my man. What up, though? You know I'm not forgetting you right now. I'm forgetting. I see you every day, and I know I'm forgetting. Let me put. I'm about to put it in my email because you always pop up my notifications. I love watching your shows. I'm losing it right now. I'm so sorry, people. Black Roo, my bad, Black Roo. Shout out to Black Roo. Shout out to Black Roo. Real Black is killing it. Of course, shout out to Jay Jams and the team as well, and Astor L. They're killing it on Tuesday nights when they come on as well. To all the shows, seriously. I mean, everybody's doing a great job. I'm hoping we're all a part of this next super cycle of crypto to where there will be more people. I think it's going to happen. There's going to be more volume. There's going to be more people, more eyes. Hey, I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Hopefully someone else in this channel is, and they can bring them back to their channel and their products and everything else you're doing as well. This is all about growing, building together. Love to see it happen. So again, thank you to the TGOC team internally. Thank you, of course. Shout out to Just Call Me L. Shout out to Antonio. Shout out to I'm losing. I'm my fault. I'm having so many brain fogs right now, people. It's been early in the morning. You know what I'm about to say. Alec G. Shout out to Alec G, of course. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to the whole squad. And of course, shout out to all the Warriors. Wow, about to be 7 years strong. I'll be honest with you, this is super easy for me to do. The problem right now is just literally timing for the most part because Hollywood is heating up. But like I said, I plan to do this for forever. Why? Because I do believe this is the future of financial markets. When a short story, when I got out of the military, or when I was planning to get out of the military, I already knew I wanted to get into some type of markets. If you remember, the Wolf of Wall Street came out in like 2013. People, I played football my whole life, and I was into like politics and stuff. I was a humanities and social science student. I unfortunately literally didn't know about Wall Street type of stuff until I was in my 20s, early 20s. I was on deployment. Wolf of Wall Street came out, or it was like I was underway or whatever. I watched Wolf of Wall Street, and not the negative part, but just the fact that you could trade penny stocks and all that stuff. I was like, I didn't even know this. Like, fuck, this is like I did one financial class in college that I shouldn't have been in. Shout out to Tyreek, man. Woo, helped me get through that one. I did one econ class, should not have been in there. But I didn't even understand finances. So when I saw Wolf of Wall Street, I was like, oh, I want to get my MBA. When I get out the military, I want to go to Wall Street. Then I started doing the research. I was like, man, no offense, but I'm pretty smart. I don't need to go back to school. Like, I'm not trying to go back to school to get some license or whatever. Why can't I just use my money to trade on my own? That's how it started. That whole portfolio play with Franklin Templeton. I'm making money, doing my own trades. At the time, you had to have at least $25,000 in an account to do more than 5-day trades a month across the platform, across every platform out there. It's United States rule. You couldn't buy pieces of stock. You had to buy the entire stock. Again, crypto brought out, Bitcoin brought you all this, and they're acting like it didn't. And what did I do? I say, well, shit. Not about to get an MBA right now. I actually thought about it, but I just don't want to do school. Like, I just got off 2 deployments back to back. I don't want to go to school. How can I get started on Wall Street? Boom, Bitcoin's crypto. I'm like, oh, I could trade. I can learn about. I can trade some altcoins now. And then that's when you had the 0.008 margin trades of Ripple on the crack, and then so it began. Right. I say all that to say this is why I joined the market. When Zay and I started, this is why I say I will always do this show, because it's too late for me to join the regular market. They want me to go get an MBA. I had to get a license to be on Wall Street. I had to do all this extra stuff. And where I saw the interest here was like, no, you just need to be the best at this here. You just need to show value here. And as it grows, I'll outdate any degree, crypto degree you can have now. You know what I mean? Any type of paperwork. It's like, well, I already got a business, so I don't need the paperwork. So I'm saying all this to say I'll be here until Hollywood say, yo, we trying to give you this $30 million movie. We need you to ease off for a few months on the craziness. All right, maybe I'll take a break then to get the check, but you better believe I'm going to come back talking more cash shit than ever after that check is cleared, okay? Other than that, I just saw Reggie Middleton pop up. I am gone for the day, but shout out to Reggie Middleton as well. Shout out to the Warriors. Again, thank you for the continued support. And as I said, I'll be here next year and until for forever. So see you all in a week or two. Again, might be a little bit longer as far as the delay, as far as being off. I want to make sure I'm very rested so we can come back on a great schedule and no more breaks. I hate taking little breaks. And next year is going to be crazy. There won't be that many time for breaks because the news cycle is about to go parabolic. You think the price is going to go parabolic. The news is going to go parabolic. So for the most part, we'll be every day. Smash that like and share. And remember one thing. We're not going